Ladies and gentlemen, on the murkiest depths of the Manning River, please welcome Glenn and Adam.
Hello, Glenn.
Hello, Adam. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Mick. What's going on? Hello, everybody. All 7 of you, 10 of you. Oh, it's going up now that you're online, Glenn.
It must be the shiny dome.
Oh, geez, you're a bit closer tonight.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I was a bit cold. I'm trying to snuggle up to the blooming camera.
Where's your wig?
Oh, it's round.
It's round. You got to bring the wig out tonight. I was going to bring the rig.
I'll leave the rig right where it is then.
That wasn't supposed to. Yeah.
Oh God, we've already started in the gutter.
Oh, it can only go up from there.
No bet on it.
Jesus. Mark
Byron. Coming from Chrome Dome himself.
Johnny boy. How was...
Oh, Mudguard.
Yeah, oh my God.
Going on top and shit underneath.
Shane wants to know where your beer is, mate.
It's not. It's actually a dry ginger ale. It's not beer.
He's on the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Big weekend of fishing just gone, mate? Not really.
No. Yeah, no, not really.
Well,
there was. I fished Foster Saturday.
Yep.
Did well down there. And then Sunday on the Manning was just a really tough day for me.
it was tough all around though. Like it was pretty quiet. Yeah.
I caught five fish. And they're all undersized.
I end up with a 70 and just over a 60.
Oh, blah 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 blah.
It was the only 2 I got. It was the only. I got one undersized one, and then Josh jagged one. So yeah, but no, it was a good experience on the weekend. So hopefully this weekend might be a bit better. But so this. Hang on a second, I'll get the mark in a second. Mark Byron, what are we talking about tonight? We are talking about everything and anything, basically.
No real plan.
No, we've got a few clips to look at, a few old clips. Mark, is Josh special guest tonight? No, Josh is not special guest tonight. I'm not talking to him because he gave us a shit order this afternoon, and I've got to start early to complete it. So this is
fair call.
Yeah. So anyway, but I've got a few clips to go through. Hang on, just one moment. Is it working? Dizzy. Just bear with me here. I'm just trying to sort Dizzy out. And he's. I knew this was going to happen.
He didn't actually get himself an account, did he?
Here he is. Here he is. Hang on. Wait a second. Hang on. 1 second, Dizzy. Just hang on, mate. I got to play this. I get to play this. Just
Dizzy intro.
1 second. One second, Dizzy. Hang on a sec. I'll send him a message and then I'll play the intro because he can't hear us at the moment. No one can see him. So no one knows he's here. Okay. One sec. Okay. Hang on a second, Dizzy. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. We're going to play the intro. I've been waiting to play this.
HM Lures. Woohoo! Aussie built lures for Aussie fish. Get them at hmlures.eckwood.com.
Dizzy, can you hear us?
Hey,
Hello.
that doesn't work. I had to copy and paste it into some other browser to make it happen. I've been 10 minutes trying to get on here.
Well, I'm glad you're here, mate. Welcome to the chat.
Thanks, mate.
Hang on, I'm going to see if I can put you into the bigger screen because no one wants to see my ugly head. 1 moment. What do we got here? Oh, no, hang on, that's not going to work. One of these will work. I don't know. I can't sort it. Oh, hang on. I know how to do it now. Here we go. There you go, Dizzy.
Hey.
There you go.
You're in the big screen.
I'll make some adjustments here so it looks right.
That's it.
Yeah. So you and Glenn could do the old head shine thing.
Well, he could
No,
do.
mine's
And
better. Hang on.
He's got more than me.
Let me get it.
Thank
I
you
got
for
a little mohawk going.
thank you for your time tonight, mate. I appreciate it.
Good, mate. What do you want to talk about?
Mate, I'm sure that there's going to be like a million questions here to do with fishing, but we're here to talk about HM Lures.
So I suppose you'll want to know what's in the package that I sent to you 2 days ago.
Oh, to me or just to me?
To you, but there's one each.
Oh, shh. Don't tell me that. What do you got? Oh, yeah.
Big one.
The big
So
one.
I work out how to get it. There we go.
Hell yeah.
These are just the first ones I'm doing.
Yep.
180 mil long.
Yeah.
They're going to be lighter than the other ones, skinnier. And I'm going to be putting on 2 stinger hooks on the back attached with wire.
Yeah.
So nothing can bite through.
Yep.
Awesome.
So you'll have a treble in the middle and you'll have 2 little stinger hooks at the bottom. They're not too little, they're actually reasonable size. And once I get them made up this week, I will send the finished ones down to you. But I sent you 2 blanks.
Yep.
So you can have a play.
Awesome.
I'm going to work out how to use this camera. I'm not good with this shit. There you go.
It's actually reversed, isn't it?
So once you get these, you can have a play and you can give me some feedback on if there's any adjustments I need to make to anything.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's good, mate.
I sent a package down. I put 2 of these in.
You're a legend.
They're only white. They're not.
That's all right.
That'll work.
But
That'll work.
They're that good that you'll still catch fish on them.
Well, that's it. Right.
Yeah. Before we go any further, Ken, I'm sure Mark can be my little IT bitch here. Mark, can you share the link to this chat to HM Lures page, please, so that people can see it, and then that way they'll be able to listen to Dizzy talk about lures all night.
Which is all night. Don't you guys have to go fishing or something?
Oh, I wish. So, are you allowed to talk about your new project, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new project that's making these ones.
Yeah, that, and they're the 95s, aren't they?
Yeah, you got a couple of these in the package too.
Yes.
Oh.
You beauty.
these ones I made special. See that big hook? That's BKK Raptor.
Yep.
That's the best hook on the market money can buy at the moment.
Very sticky.
Pretty much all the barra guys are using these. So these are actually designed for big flathead, barra, pretty much anything big.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
95 mil. A lot of the guys chasing mangrove jacks up here are all over these, and the main reason is that aluminium bib.
Yeah, you won't snap that out.
So a lot of guys want an aluminium bib because no matter how thick a polycarbonate you put in, some of these big fish they catch still break them. So I'm doing that with the big hooks, and I'm doing with the normal 3 times strong hooks that you get on the bent minnows.
Awesome. That's awesome, mate. Now, well, I noticed that those aluminium bibs give off a good flash too when they're coming through the water.
Yep.
Real good flash.
Very, very popular. I actually changed over for a few guys because they kept breaking bibs on the Jew models.
Yep.
And as soon as I did it, I was inundated with everyone wanting them with aluminium. So now I've got a pile of aluminium bibs and only a little pile of polycarbonate bibs.
Okay. Oh, very good. And you've got a new machine. Are you allowed to talk about your new machine?
Yep. I've got a new, I suppose you'd call them a pattern lathe. It's an offset type pattern lathe. So pretty much I make up my own masters now, put them in, and I can punch out, between, say, I think I've been doing about 80 lures an hour at the moment.
Oh, so, yeah, right. That's all right.
Yeah.
I need that many because I throw mine away.
Yeah, but I hear Glenn just fishes behind you and picks them up.
My lure box is
Glenn
full.
never asks for lures. I don't send him any because he's always got plenty. He just picks yours up.
Yeah, I know.
Or just steal him out of his tackle box while he's not looking.
No, that's awesome, mate. I'm glad that things are working out for you. It's been a long road. You've been doing it for a couple of years now, like the HMs.
Yeah, and it wasn't supposed to be like this. It was just something to occupy myself when I busted my ankle and I wasn't able to work.
Yeah.
So when I started, I was making them. Like you said, remember I gave you a pile. I was giving the lures away. I wasn't even selling them.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, everyone wanted stuff, so it just.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a message here. You should be able to see these, Dizzy. This is from Ryan. Hang on a second. What's he got? Sorry, I brought the last big bent. My wife was angry and told me in not so nice words to get bent. Thanks for the freebie also. Yeah, no, they're a bloody good lure. Glenn and I have been having so much fun using these surface lures. They're freaking awesome.
I see some of that drone action the other night you had out there, man. That's pretty good stuff.
I've got a couple of clips there because I want to talk about something to do with the technique too, and something I picked up when I watched the drone footage that you sort of can't see when you're sort of in the boat and you're fishing away and stuff like that. I'll play it now. You should be able to see it. This, Glenn, you probably won't be able to see this because your internet will cut out.
My internet will shit itself.
I'm just going to if I miss. Okay. All right. It's this one here. This is the missed flathead. Okay. And there's a reason why I missed it, and I know I missed it. Okay. I'll play it now. So that fish didn't actually have a strike, right? But what you don't see in that is, and I can see it, you probably can't see it on your little phone there, Diz, but did you see any of that, Glenn?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Prior to that, as that lure was coming forward, that flathead actually turned. You seen the little puff of dust? It turned facing the lure, and it was actually my pause wasn't long enough, and it was. I've got to. So days vary, but if they're not striking real well, the longer pause is heaps better because Glenn uses a long pause. I know that Glenn uses a long pause, and then we sort of fish differently. Glenn and I were talking about it the other day, and we do fish differently with them. Some days I'm successful, some days Glenn's successful. So, but if I had to pause that a lot longer, and say every 2 or 3 whips of the rod, then that fish probably would have hit that. But because I was going 5 or 6 and then going again real quick, it sort of turned and then pissed off because it wasn't going to try and chase it down. The water was still a bit cold.
Didn't look thick enough for it.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah. So,
and it looked like a big fish too.
It looked like a pretty good size. I know. Pretty good size.
Huge.
It would have been massive. It would have been at least 1.5 meters. But yeah, so that's the best part about those drones, though. Like you're seeing stuff that you don't usually see when you're in the boat, and you sort of pick up on it and all that sort of thing. But yeah, but no, it's certainly a good thing. I'll just go through this chat. Okay, what's this one here, Darren? What do you got? Darren, is the base material of the lure a secret, or can I guess if it's wood or a poly? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's wood.
Yeah, they're all timber. Yeah.
All timber. Yep, 100%. Yeah, no, they're all timber lures. Dizzy makes them himself and crafts them, and he loves doing it. He loves spending hours and hours and hours.
I do not love. It's your fault that I spend hours and hours. If you didn't go catch big fish on those ones I sent you at the start, I wouldn't be doing this now.
Well, you could try making a crap lure then.
No such thing. It's only a crap fisherman, mate.
That's it.
all the lures I was getting were seconds anyway, and Dizzy kept messaging me, "What are you doing catching fish on friggin' seconds?" He said, "You don't catch fish on seconds."
Well, some of the lures when I tested them up here didn't really work that well either. I mean, they went, I'll send it to him anyhow. You never know. Next minute, you'll put bloody big flathead up on you. And I'm going, that lure didn't work when I swam it at the pool. I don't know what he's done.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Mark's onto it. He loves handling the wood. Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Okay. What have we got here? Come on. Yeah, what's this? Mick. What's Mick got? Hey, Dizzy. I had an issues completing checkout on your website. Do you find? No, okay. That's not you. What, Mark? Mick. Yeah. Dizzy Scent. He's talking about Dizzy Scent. Dizzy made Dizzy Scent, but Dallas owns Dizzy Scent now. So yeah, we'll sort that out, Mick. I'll make sure I get hold of him, mate, and let Dallas know. So Mick didn't know that. All right, okay, we'll have a look at another clip here, Diz. I won't. Glenn, do you have any questions for Dizzy while I sort this out, please?
Oh no. Well, I'm okay. You want me to think of one?
Yeah, think of a question for Diz because we're off the cuff here, so.
Yeah. What have you got in your range?
I know all about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What have you got in your range that will replace something along the lines of a bomber long A?
So, say it again.
What have you got in your lure range that would replace a bomber long A? Remember the old classic barramundi lure, the shallow diving 6-inch bombers?
Yeah. Just 1 second.
Here he goes.
He's going to get one for me. I know it.
He's got something up his sleeve. He watch.
Wait.
he's
just for those that don't know, they're just like a classic barramundi lure that catches flathead really well.
So someone asked me to do a whole heap of these the other day. They wanted 20 of them.
Right. Oh, sexy.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So what happens with these is there's a few leftovers. When I did these ones, when I cut them in on this side, you can see there's a few chips.
Yep.
So I never went for it. They just went, they're in the second pile already. Didn't go through any further.
Happy days.
What I'll do is I'll whack a bib in these.
Yep.
Put a toe point on them, and send them down the next parcel for you.
They'll give me a very shallow diving lure with a good action. I
can give you a shallow diving lure. You just got to tell me how shallow you want it to go.
Oh well, up to a metre depth is ideal because at a slow retrieve with a rod tip twitch, you can get a lot more action out of them.
Yep.
So
at least I know what I'm doing with them now.
Definitely give them a shot.
You'll see that.
I always do. Just finish building them as their seconds, and they just go into the blender box.
You see, what people may not know is who are watching this. Dizzy does do custom lures. So if you want something, you don't try and do it too much these days, do you, Diz?
Nah, it's pretty rare I do it. I'm pretty much only doing it for the guys that have always asked for them now.
Yeah,
because I don't have the time. It's that simple. It's just too many things on all the time, and it's hard. And most of the guys that do get custom lures are always asking me to do them in lots of 20 or 30 or 40. And it makes it worthwhile doing. If someone just wants one or two, it's just not worthwhile. The cost involved in making a custom just for a couple is just not worth it.
Yep. So what everyone needs to do is inundate Dizzy with at least 100 each of custom lures, just to get.
No.
Like you got anything better to do?
I want to go fishing.
Yeah, there is that.
It's almost tilapia season up here, and it's time to go and catch 3, 4, 5, 600 fish in a day.
That'd be good fun for about a day.
No, they're pretty tricky. We chase them on the nest. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But once we get catching them, boy, do we catch them! And they're all a pest species. So every single one of them goes in the bin.
Oh, okay.
So all we're doing is cleaning out all the lakes and whatnot around the place when we go fishing for them.
Be like dams full of carp.
Yeah. So
awesome.
No competition. No one fishes for it, so it's great fun.
Yeah.
Darren's got, what does HM stand for?
Really? Handmade.
That's it. Handmade lures.
Keep it simple, stupid. That's the thing, isn't it? The kiss thing. Keep it simple, stupid. No, I'm not calling anyone stupid. I'm just saying that's the theory. Yeah. When I said, what are we going to call this? Someone said, well, why don't you just say it's handmade lures? And I just went, hey, Chip, that'll do.
Yep.
That was the end of the discussion to name it.
And what do we got here? Are there any brim lures in the pipeline? Well, you still got your FBs, don't you?
Still got the FBs. They are pretty low at the moment because it's really hard to get anything shipped around the world at the moment. It's like a lot of stuff that I get from America. I've got to order some stuff so far in advance. It's not funny because it just takes forever to get some stuff.
Yeah.
Shipping is a bit of a nightmare unless you're paying an arm and a leg for it, of course. But your normal shipping by a ship, takes a long time. So we've still got the FBs. I've played around with a few wooden lures for the brim, but they're just a bit small and fiddly and hard to do. So I sort of I never really went any further with it. I just sort of left it at that.
Yeah, those little beans that you sent me, they were all right. They were pretty good.
Yeah, they were like a little stick bait that we were mucking around at the start with. Yeah,
and they suck.
Oh yeah, they were the bright green.
That's it.
Yeah. They actually went off up here too. I've still got a few in my box, but I've got to keep it hidden.
Yep.
You guys know about it. If they see them, they'll take them.
What we do is when we chat and we play a couple of videos just to have a look at bits and pieces here. So I'll try and keep it to sort of HM stuff, but I've got another one here. This is part of the drone footage of that flathead strike the other day. This one was 60. It was like 60 odd, and you'll see it turns the same things like the other one did. It'll turn in the mud, eyes it off, and just comes up and crunches it. So I'll play this one now. What gets me with that is how quick that thing moved, or it was to my right, how quick that thing moved to the right as soon as it hit.
Yeah, you see the puff of mud as it sort of leaves the mud.
Yep.
And then it just launches. Yeah,
it just straight up, and grabs it. And how many times have we been fishing, Glenn, throwing the bents, and all of a sudden you'll just see this puff of dust, like sort of over, but nothing. Like it's sort of, and you know that they're there, but it just drives you crazy because you know they're there, but they're either not biting or that's when. Well, you talk about the switching over to the diver then, Glenn.
Yeah, well, that's it. Often personally, I'll throw surface first, and then if they're not that fired up, often I'll go to a shallow diver and just slow roll with a rod tip twitch, so that instead of just the lure swimming along on a slow roll, it'll actually dart around a bit with a rod tip twitch, and you can slow your retrieve right down. And with a rod tip twitch, it'll dart around, but you're not getting the forward movement. So it actually gives the lure a lot better action for a wounded or sick fish. And you can run them a little bit shallower that way as well. And yeah, that's generally if they're not on surface, a shallow diver works like that will generally get the strikes.
Yep, bloody oath. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty common with a lot of species. Yeah, you find that everyone always fishes too fast.
Yeah,
it's not until you crack the code that you've got to slow down or you've got to stop. And as soon as you crack the code to do that, they start rolling in like you wouldn't believe. I mean, just about every species the same. There's days when they just go crazy, and there's other days where you've got to work for them, and they're the days you've got to learn to slow right down.
Oh yeah. Well, even on I think it was Saturday, I was throwing the shallow diver, and I was getting follows on the retrieve with the twitch, and I eventually just do a couple of quick twitches and then let it float to the surface and let it sit, and that's when they were hitting them.
Yeah.
So it had to be a sick fish that was basically knackered before they'd even hit it.
Yeah.
But on some days, a slow roll will do it. If they're fired up, they'll hit it on a slow roll.
Sorry, I'm just sitting here. I just got the biggest cramp in my fucking leg. It's nailed me.
Amy!
Yeah, I was about to say Amy!
Come and rub this.
It's smashed me. What is it with these live chats lately? Oh, fucking Jesus.
Man down.
Come on, the whole triple O.
That is fucking painful. Okay. This is awesome. I love this live stuff. Nothing goes wrong.
No.
Just bear with me here, okay? While we're here, I'm going to just show this freaking. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, put that up and go rub yourself.
Yeah, good on ya. Okay.
You need a bit more wood.
Yeah, that's right. So this is what happens. I've gone back on my diet now, so I've cut out all my sugars and stuff, and my body's
that'll do it.
It's just rejected it. It's okay. Timmy, how are you, mate? Hey, Darren, do you have any lures around the 300 millimeter mark for dew?
Deep, he's also added deep divers.
Oh, deep divers as well. No, I got leg cramp in the other fucking leg now. Oh,
Viagra just kicked in at him.
What about this
Holy smokes!
That.
Jesus.
The man's got pretty much everything he asked for.
I know, he's got it all.
If he sends me a message, PM me on HM Lures, and he wants to pay for freight, he could have this.
There you go, Timmy.
Oh,
How good is that?
On to that one.
It's only like there's not much paint. It's all finished. It all works. You just gotta put hooks on it and a bit of colour if you want it. You can have it.
Oh, mate, look at that. Go on, Timmy. Send him a message. You know you want to do it.
On the HM Lures page.
Yep, bloody oath.
Yep.
Yep.
Man, I've got a cramp in both legs now. Oh, fucking son of a bitch.
Well, at least you still got one to stand on.
Okay, so while I sit here in agony or stand here in agony, I'm just going to quickly play another clip. What have we got here?
Stretch those bloody cramps out.
Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm a dead man here. Okay. So
none of us like to see you suffer.
No, see, I'm sure you just don't. So anyway, you wouldn't have seen the chat the other day, Diz, but someone actually requested this video of when this is to do with sharks. This one, okay? When Glenn got 400-pound mono busted off on his fingers. Do you remember this, Glenn?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play this one first, and this is where everything started to go wrong, and then I got the second one to show exactly what happened after that. So here we go. Okay, so it was at that moment that we thought everything was going right.
Yeah.
And then this happened.
Some dumbass got a few wraps around his hand of the mono.
Yep. And this happened.
What happened? Boo-hoo. Look at those fingers. They always say never wrap a shark line.
Never wrap a shark trace. That's why.
400-pound snapped clean on his fingers.
Anyway, it was tail wrapped. It took a lot longer than it was supposed to.
Just bear with me while I sit down. So I'm way down here now. Hello.
Yeah.
I look like Dickie D.
It's Mini Adam.
My cramps have come back. I thought I got rid of them. So so anyway, you tell the story about that one, but we'll fill everything in.
Yeah, I think was that actually one of the first really big sharks that you'd ever hooked?
Yep, that was the first one.
Yeah, and I actually hooked that one off the bank. And tried ringing at him while I had the damn thing on the line because I knew it was too big for me to land on that gear. He picked me up in the boat, fought it for quite a while without a harness before Adam decided to offer me one. And it got it up to the side of the boat, got the wrap on it. It decided didn't like this, so it took off. There was only one or two big sweeps of the tail, and that was enough to snap that line on my fingers. It was very, very scary at the time. Not as it happened, but just after when I realised how bad it could have been. To have that poundage of line actually snap under strain on your fingers.
Yeah.
It could have ripped the skin and flesh off fingers easily, but luckily for me, it actually snapped the line instead.
Yep.
So my reaction wasn't a disappointment for losing the shark. It was relief of not losing my fingers.
Bloody oath.
So,
yeah, but,
lack of experience and lesson learned.
Yeah, bloody oath. Well, we've got to learn somewhere, don't we? And
Well, that's true.
I learned from that day not to do that. So thanks, Glenn.
And I've always learnt the hard way, so you might as well be consistent.
But Glenn, the difference between you and Adam is you only do it once and you learn Adam.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah, so but as David Weller said here, proper shark fishers always have the occasional missing digits.
Yeah, I understand why too.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah. So have you got anything in the sort of thought process at the moment, Dizzy, when it comes to lures or what?
No, I'll just wait till I make another mistake and send it to you, and then when you say it works,
actually, while we're talking, I hope I didn't delete it. I want to actually show you a photo that I was showing everyone the other day of the actually very first bent that you sent me. And I bet you,
one.
Yeah, and I bet you any money I've deleted it. I bet you I did. But yeah, like this, can you still see me? Because I just closed down the window. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. But yeah, this pink one, I remember you sent it to me. I had it sitting in my tackle box for probably 6 months. And then I decided, I'm going to give it a crack. I'll see what I can catch on it, because I was actually chasing brim that day, and I thought, I'll give it a crack. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did, because it changed a lot of how we fish now and what we chase and all that sort of thing. So I'm just getting that photo up now. I won't be 2 seconds. There it is, and you'll see it's just uploading to the restream file now. Any second, here it comes. It's processed. This is it here, Diz. That's the original one.
Yeah.
She's still in bloody working order, but it's hanging up in my shed now. It's hanging up in my shed.
It's earned its rest.
It has. Yeah. And that, I remember when I first started throwing that, and I threw it out, and when I was bringing it back, this thing just glowed. The pink and the purple just glowed in the water, and it was just getting hit from left, right, and center. And I thought, yeah, this is good. So, and please tell us you're going to make a 180 in the pink.
Yeah. Well, all the pink ones will be in colours. All the 180s will probably be in colours, not wraps.
Okay. Yep.
Simply because for me to get a wrap to fit that, I've got to get them custom made, and it's I've got to order too many. So, and unless I do a deal with them over time, I might be able to do something. But at first, it's just going to be painted. So they'll be the pink. There'll be that aqua type blue that I do.
Yep.
I think you guys, that's one of the ones you guys like.
Yep.
I'll probably do like fluoro green, fluoro pink.
Yeah, the
chartreuse. A lot of the because the fluoro colours work really well on surface for a lot of the flathead in different areas. So there'll definitely be a white one, just plain white, pretty much, maybe with some red eyes or something on it. But
could you
just stick to the basics with them? So that I can get them made and get them out there so people can get them up. Start mucking around and spending time doing wraps and everything else on them.
Yeah, Timothy's just asked about whether you could do them in silver, but and I was just thinking a foil gold.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Because that's, ultimately that's one of my favourite diver colours is just the plain chrome gold.
Yeah, well, we can do gold. We could colours. If it's just a plain colour, it's not too hard, and it's pretty quick to make. That's the beauty. As soon as you start putting designs and you start doing everything else to it, it starts taking time because you've actually taken the lure, putting it down, and you're spending time to get that right.
Yeah.
And that's what then takes so long to get them made and get them out there. So the first batches that I do will be in basic plain colors.
Yep.
And then once I start catching up with what everyone wants, then I'll start putting the other designs and whatnot into it. But I'll stick to some plain colors first, just so I can get them out there and people can start using them. And when it comes down to it, really, a lot of the detail you put on the lure is not for the fish; it's for the fishermen.
That's exactly right. Exactly. Yeah. how many really beat up lures still catch fish?
Yeah. If people were to see some of my best lures that I've caught my best fish on over the years, they would just shake their head and go, "What?" The lure I caught my biggest tailor off when I was living in Iluka, I got a tailor that was, I think, 7.8 kilos. It had no paint. It was just wood.
Yep.
Nothing else. Every time I came back, I used to just put more super glue on it to try and waterproof it.
Yep.
It was my favourite lure. It used to catch jewfish after jewfish after jewfish.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's it. Hunter wants to know, when will the 180s be back in stock? So you're still testing them at the moment, aren't you?
I've got about 20 of them made up today.
Yep.
Okay, so I reckon if all goes well in the next day or two, because I've just got to, I'm going to paint these ones up and I'm going to put all the clear coats on them. Put all the gear on it, and I've got to start water testing to make sure everything's going to be right, make sure it's going to balance out right. I mean, I've already mucked around with them, and I reckon it's right. But I like to make sure it's working right before I sell anything. That's why you guys got to get so many lures, because when they don't quite work to my happy standard, I just throw them in there and go, that's no one for the boys.
They're not exactly what you want. Then we end up with them, but we still catch fish on them.
Well, I know when I used to make the G lures back in Iluka, I actually had a lure that didn't swim. All it did was just pull straight, but it went from one side, and every now and then it would turn and go the other way. It didn't swim at all. I went down, and as a joke, I said to some of my mates when we went down the rocks, I said, I'm going to throw the lure that doesn't work today, and I reckon I'll catch the fish. First cast. 21 kilo Jew. First cast. The guys just looked at me, shook their head, they go, I said, mate, I don't care what anyone says. When it comes to jewfish, in that white water, it's just got to move.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't need everyone goes through all the bells. You don't need it. I mean, one of the best Jew lures I've ever used in my life is a piece of lead with a heap of feathers tied onto the back of it. The line goes through the middle on a turn-o hook, and it does nothing in the water but pull dead straight.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
No vibration, no noise, no nothing. Just pulls dead straight. But I tell you what, I caught more Jew using a feather jig than anything else in my life.
Yep. Those feather jigs were so popular years ago. And that's
still
all I used to
popular now,
use.
because I know whenever I go Jew fishing, it's the first thing that comes out of my tackle box of Jew. I watch them all with their soft plastics. They go, your soft plastics have got nothing on these things, boys. And they still outfish the soft plastics 10-1.
Yeah. And Anthony, actually, on the soft plastics, Anthony Butler wants to know, any ideas, Dizzy, you making up some soft plastics in the near future? Or as in, you ever thought about doing plastics? Or
I'm not doing soft plastics at all.
Yeah, okay.
So many guys are doing them.
There's enough guys doing them, and I've made a few masters for guys to get their own molds made for some plastics. But you can't spread yourself too thin. I mean, as it is now, just with what I've got, sometimes I'm just too busy and I can't keep up. So if I did plastics as well, I'd never have any time to sleep.
And
I'm not giving up my fishing time.
And you're better off doing something well than everything badly.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So,
right.
And my phone's saying I'm getting close to running out of power. So I mean, and I water test all the lures in the pool before I pack them. So, I think how long have I been throwing the lures out there now? About 2.5, 3 years, I think.
Yeah,
getting close to 3.
Yeah, about 3 years.
I've had one lure not working. in that whole time that someone's come back and told me it didn't work properly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Yep.
So I'm pretty.
Well, just send that to us, and we'll see if we can catch a fish on it.
Well, you probably could. There's no good giving good fishermen good lures because they just won't use it. They want a challenge. You got to get shit lures.
That's exactly right. But no, they're bloody awesome to use, mate. And when are you going to? Well, what we need to do one day, once all this stuff's over and done with, all these lockdowns and stuff, we need to organise a trip. We could meet at Yamba or something for a weekend and go for a fish and go and chase some big flathead and Jew and everything like that. But you know Yamba better than us, so we need to pick a weekend. We go and have a
no arm twisted here, mate. You just got to set the date, and I'm there.
and we got to chase some mangrove jacks as well because Glenn and I want to get onto some.
Yes.
They're a little bit harder. You can catch them still down there, but they're a little bit harder down there.
Yeah.
If you go to the smaller rivers just south, there's heaps of jacks.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But in the main Clarence, there doesn't seem to be a big population of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. That's interesting. But, well, we could do a few trips. We'll go to Yamba for a weekend and chase flathead and Jew, and then we'll go to one of these other little rivers and chase some mangrove jacks.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan. We'll go and test all your lures out, every single one of them on that board just behind you.
Look how empty it is. I've normally got it chockers. Look at this.
Yep.
Look how empty it is.
Must be doing something right.
I got holes in it everywhere. No matter what I do, I can't keep up. I made 10 of the Jew foil mullets the other day. They lasted like 2 days. Lucky I had another 10 coming through right behind them. So I snuck them on without saying anything.
It's good that they're selling though, mate. It is real good, because you've been doing, like you said, you used to do it for Jew. I remember seeing a video a little while ago, and your original Jew lure that you were making when you were at Yamba, and
the plastic one.
Yeah,
that was a hard. That we built the hard plastic machine, and we got the molds made locally. Yeah, so that we were able to mold our own ones and put them together. Yeah, they were really good. Yeah, lure for what they were down there. It was easy, relatively easy to make.
Yep.
A little bit in labour to put it all together properly.
Yeah.
But I think we were selling them for like $15 in the day.
Yeah.
And most Jew lures were 29 something. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's well. Ryan just put up a thing. Adam, will you do the flight test for the lures? Everyone else can do the fish test. Yes, I can do the flight test. But what I was going to say, because that lure, it's on Jewfish Tips and Secrets DVD, and I was just happened to watch it, and it come up that it was a Dizzy lure, and that's when I sent you the photo, and you said, where'd you get that from? And at the time, you didn't know it was on that DVD, but they were using it. And was that a shallow diver? Because it looked like it didn't dive real deep.
Yeah, so the secret is, this is where people don't quite understand, is you don't actually necessarily need your bib to be straight down to be a shallow diver.
Yeah.
So it's all to do with the length of your bib, how far out it comes, where your toe point's situated, and whether you're going to use it in white water or whether you're going to use it in calm water. So calm water, they'll always dive deeper. White water, because there's a lot more buoyancy in the water with all the foams and suds and whatnot, they tend to not dive as deep. So with a lot of the lures that I make over the years, if I wanted to dive shallower, instead of dropping the bib further down, I usually reduce the length of the bib, because I don't like, how could I put it there? This is a perfect example. So you see where the bib is here. I don't like that to be too far underneath here. I like that plane across here to be close together.
Oh, yeah.
Because what that allows is for a long cast.
Yep.
As soon as that bib drops below the plane at the bottom of the lure,
spiraling.
the bib will catch. You'll get the helicopter's effect. You'll get the, where it wants to go everywhere. If it stays up, tucked up, when it casts, you'll get it to travel like a dart. With some lures that might only give you 2, 3, 4, 5 meters, but even with brim fishing, I know if a lure is going to cast 2 meters in every other lure, it's the first lure I'm pulling out, because that 2 meters could be the difference between catching a good fish and not catching a good fish.
Yep.
So it's all about distance casting with most lures these days, unless you're fishing tight structure and things like that. But a lot of the time, you need to be able to cast a lure a long way. The other advantage with keeping that bib up is accuracy. It allows a lot of guys to cast out, and I know a lot of guys that have developed techniques where when they cast, they actually roll the lure upside down, so when it hits the water, the first time it hits the water, it's on its back, and then it skips.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely hard to do. I can't do
it. Yeah. Speaking of the long distance casting, the bents cast like bullets. Occasionally the wind will get them and they'll go off in a slightly different direction, but you always get a good long cast out of them. And on the flats on a clear day, that's imperative, because those damn things will see you from 40 meters away.
Well, that's why with these new ones, because I know a lot of guys they're always a little bit concerned with the weight, and they're using heavier gear. So the whole idea of the 180 is to see if I can get them to still cast relatively good that long distance, but lighten them up a little bit so that you can use them on gear that's not quite so heavy with rods and reels. Which is what a lot of people have asked for or talked to me about more so than anything. So it's a matter of just trying to manipulate it now that I've had to sit down and do a new pattern, and I just trying to make it so that it's going to slot in a little bit better into what people are requiring out there. And that's pretty much what lure making's all about. It's listening to what everyone's doing when they're using it, and then going, okay, everyone's saying this, we need to do something about it.
Yeah, well, you market for 12 to 4 kilo, 12 to 4 to sort of 10 to 15 pound outfits is a lot more than what the market would be for 20 to 30 pound outfits throwing bents.
Yeah, and that's it. So if I can make it a little bit more user friendly, I suppose is the easiest way to put it. More people will use it. More people will probably start catching quality fish.
And it takes a bit of effort to throw one of those big ones all day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, don't worry. I've been out and tried it myself.
Yeah, on the heavier gear, it can be hard work after a while.
Yeah,
but
and I'm not much into surface fishing.
You're not.
Wait till you come down here.
I don't even surface fish the brim.
Yeah, you just wait till you come down here, Dizzy. We'll get you out all day, and you'll be throwing those 180s all day non-stop.
Oh no, I'll pull something else out that you ain't got.
Yeah.
I'll let you throw the surface, and I'll just click in behind you and go, got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Good on you.
The new shallow divers, you'll be chucking one of those.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but we're coming up to an hour already. It's 54 minutes. How good is that? It's good.
Well, I don't know how much longer this is going to last, because it keeps flashing up to me. I'm in the red in the battery, so it's probably going to die soon. So if I just disappear, because I'm running out of battery power.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. No, we understand. I do that sometimes too when I need to stop talking to Glenn. So
he just pretends.
Well, Glenn's not doing the talking. You are.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I'm actually a little bit disappointed that I didn't put up more HM stuff, because I wasn't 100% sure whether or not I was going to see it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to, open. I'm going to upload this. Hopefully this gets uploaded and you'll be able to see it before you disappear. But you're going to want to see this. I don't know if Glenn's seen this or not. But while we're waiting for that, remember when you were making these ones? These ones here?
Oh, yeah.
That's Glenn's favourite.
It is, and you should see. You should see the first one you sent me. I think it had the white tassel on it like that. It is trashed. I've caught heaps of big flathead on it, but I've also snotted it straight into bloody oyster encrusted rocks, and yeah.
But, see, I like hearing this stuff, because it means the lures are actually handling a lot of punishment.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
good.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of the time, you put lures out there, and you're like, I'm always worried sometimes that, is this thing going to be strong enough to be able to handle it? Like when you guys started saying you were fishing in the racks and using that heavy line, I was starting to go, geez, I don't know if these lures can handle that. So I just put an extra 3 or 4 coats of epoxy over it.
Tough as. Actually, I like that lure so much. I went swimming for it once.
He did.
Yep.
Yep. Snorkel gear.
Got a big flatty out of the leases, and she dived.
That's the whole idea of putting these 2 stingers on the back with a little bit of that flash, so that you're going to get what you want. So it'll pull up a little bit quicker.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, 10%. So that's all I've got left. My phone just said 10%.
Yep.
Okay. So it'll pull up a bit quicker, but you'll have those stingers and a little bit longer because.
Yep.
I've just been talking to guys that do a bit of surface fishing around the country, and a lot of them are convinced that 2 stingers on the back is better than a treble.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm going to try.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, well, if you don't have a go and put it out there and get the feedback, you just don't know. Yeah. I mean, if people don't like it, all they're going to do is take it off, put a treble on. It's not hard. True. But they're going to have the option that it'll go out that way from here with good hooks.
Yeah.
So you're not getting something, taking the hooks off and putting something else on. You're getting it ready to fish. That's
exactly.
Half the cost for me is bloody buying these hooks that cost a fortune.
Yeah.
So you're going to buy 1,000 at a time. They could really hurt the bank balance.
Yeah. I know the feeling. I got to do that too. All the big fish I catch and all that, I got to keep replacing hooks. Okay. So anyway, you need to see this, Diz. I don't know if Glenn's seen this, but I'm going to show it to you. Okay.
Rightio.
You have caught your first meatery, Adam.
I have to.
You have caught your first meatery. Easy, a metre.
It's a metre.
1 metre. 35.
So it's
1 metre, 3 centimetres, metre 3.5.
Do you remember? You remember that, Glenn?
Oh, vaguely. in the memory there somewhere.
I got to keep reminding Glenn.
Yeah.
That was the. I still remember that day.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd let you.
The only problem I had when I used to catch big flathead is we didn't have phones that had cameras on them in those days.
That's it.
I got no photos of nothing. But then again, I don't take photos of fish anymore either.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that because now that we've been getting a few, every time we pull in a 70 or an 80 or something like that, that's nice fish, and we throw it back. Before we used to just take photo after photo after photo as we slowly grew up, in size and all that sort of thing. But it's good.
After a while, you'll get very relaxed with it because I know with most of the fishing I do now, I mean, people always say, "You want a photo of that?" I go, "Nah, just throw it back."
That's it.
And then they just sort of look at you, go, "That was a good fish." I go, "Yeah, but yeah."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, bloody oath. A couple of quick questions, Mark. Are these bends that good that even I could catch a flathead? Mark Proud.
No, Mark, sorry, mate, but your daughter definitely will be.
Yes.
What a burn. What a burn. That is awesome. Yeah, what's it? And Mark's got another one. Surprise. I think Adam needs to visit the Barra Park with you, Dizzy.
I'm actually going to Barra Park next week. It's awesome up there.
Yeah, right.
Fun.
Yeah, you've got to come up. People think it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Nothing like it.
Have you tried bents on them up there?
Yes.
And how are they
We've
going?
had about 5 or 6 buffs where they buff it and the lure goes about 10 foot in the air and about 10 foot away.
That'd be worth watching.
The first thing in the morning when you get into the Barra Park,
for
the first half an hour, you'll get surface action. And then that's it.
Right.
You won't get it for the rest of the day. But
awesome.
Getting one to stick is really hard. These fish are so smart because they live in there. They get caught all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They are the smartest barra you've ever seen in your life. Like a wild river barra, piece of cake. A barra in a dam, Oh, too easy.
Yeah.
Barrow Park?
Yeah, that was why I was asking about the bench, because they probably wouldn't have seen too much in the way of that type of action.
Yeah, no. Well, see, most of what they eat up there is pellets. So a lot of the guys, to catch them, have got to use pellets, and you just float a pellet out.
Oh, very good.
But the thing is, you're fishing light line. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, if you fish anything over 8, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
A lot of us fish 4 pound, and we're catching barrow that are 80 centimeters long.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You'll hook 20, and you might land 1. That's what it's like. You'll look at they'll go everywhere and do you.
Yep.
Here, what have we got up here? Shane would ask a couple of quick ones for you, Diz. What's the biggest bream you've caught or seen?
Biggest one I've seen was 2.59 from memory. Came into the shop in Iluka.
Jesus.
That actual year, we had 7 brim at 2.5 come into the shop, and I've just gone,
wow,
where are these brim coming from? All caught on the beach.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all caught on the beach. So that's the biggest brims I've seen have been was that period there. The biggest one I caught went 1.99 kilos. Couldn't crack the 2.
Holy smokes! That still goes all right.
I've tried cracking the 2. I reckon I've had them on a few times on the breakwalls, but no.
Yep. Not open.
A 2 kilo brim, it's another beast altogether.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like everyone talks about catching keggers. Well, wait till you step up to the 2 kilo. Even when you're fishing 12 pound and you got all the heavy gear on the breakwalls, they just turn you inside out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. So I've got a couple of videos here, Diz, but I don't want to waste your time on them because they're only of Glenn anyway. So,
okay, right. Everyone knows me catch a heap of fish anyway.
Well, actually, on my Facebook page, I always see Glenn with the big fish coming every week. It's always Glenn holding big fish. What's going on?
There's a reason for that, but we won't go into it.
Because
I always thought you were a better fisherman, Glenn, than Adam.
It's because I work every Saturday.
I get an extra day a week fishing.
He does. He says to me on the Friday night, so where are you fishing on the weekend? And I say, I'm going to try here. Okay, no worries. Next day he messages me, you're going to hate me, but...
I did exactly that. that was the last 94 on the smaller bent.
Yeah.
Much mullet bent. I messaged you. I said, you're going to hate me, but... and then I sent him a photo.
I was at work and he's sending me photos of 94s and stuff like that. I mean, you're an asshole.
Well, that'll teach you to tell him where you're going to go. My phone's about to go. It's flashing at me.
All right, mate. Well,
on that note, see you later.
Thank you for your time.
Next week.
Thanks for your time, mate. You're a legend.
I'll take some videos of the machine so you can have
That'd be good.
bit of a squeeze.
Awesome.
That'd be good if you could do that. See you, mate.
Later.
Catch you.
Easy.
Thanks, mate.
Bye. That was good.
Yeah.
How good is this?
Yeah. He's a character.
He is, yeah. And what we'll do is we'll go through a couple of quick clips. They're only going to be very quick, and then we'll call it quits too, Glenn, because we've been going for an hour and 5 minutes there. So, and everyone wants to go to bed, and everyone's going to go. Yeah. What have we got here? We did the shark one. This one here. This is bait collecting at its full.
There he is. Holy fucking dog.
Coming up.
Oh my God! Where's Glenn?
What, bitch?
Fucking Jesus. That's an awesome hairdo there, Glenn. I'm impressed.
What hairdo?
Ah, Jesus.
Hey, you know what?
What?
I'm actually wearing the same jumper I was wearing in that clip.
Are you? Fair dinkum. I'll be stuffed. You are too. Jeez, you're a gangster.
Oh, get down with my bad self.
Oh my God! Yeah. So that
Actually, I like this look. I might just do this all the time.
You should, Glenn. You should. That'd be impressive. So that clip there was you catching a bit of bait for us to go shark fishing with.
Yeah, that was a good little spot there for a while.
It was. It's not like that anymore. It's
a bit moved.
It is a bit moved now. Yeah, and we've got one more clip here. We'll quickly watch this and then we'll call it quits. You should be able to remember this night, Glenn.
Yeah, let me turn this on. Talk to me, Glenn. Yeah, it's like 2:30 in the morning and we've dropped baits. 2 prime baits out there, and the dolphin swam through mine and snapped it off. So I've lost about 100 metres of braid, full rig, bait, brick, the whole lot still sitting out there. So Adam's got a PR another leader on for me, and I'll send another one out. Yay.
That was a long night, that one, Glenn.
It was.
Yeah, I don't think we even hooked up that night.
No, well, because the sharks come through straight after the dolphins, I didn't have a rig out, did I?
You didn't. No, that's right. You didn't get a chance to catch it. Oh, my God.
Be serious, Adam.
Be serious. Yeah, how's this one? There you go. Everyone can see your pretty face now, Glenn.
It's just annoying the way my fringe hangs over my head and my face. If I spin it round backwards, it's actually better.
Oh, that's better.
Just
Jesus. You can tell it's getting late, can't you?
And I haven't even had a drink.
Oh, no, that's the problem. Next Wednesday,
Yes, Adam. How much longer are you going to disappoint people?
I know I've got to show her my grass, but it needs mowing. I haven't mowed it for a couple of weeks, so I've got to mow it. And once I mow it and trim my grass, I'll show it next week.
Yeah, because you don't want anyone else to go around there cutting your grass for you.
No, that's right. Exactly. Next week it's going to be here live. My grass. Everyone's going to see
you just download it straight from your security camera now, or
that takes time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, we've already been here an hour and 10 minutes now. So.
I know, and I think I might pull the pin on this now, Glenn, and then come back next week. I think Dizzy said he's coming back next week, which will be good. Yep. And he's going to show us some videos. We might talk a bit of brim fishing next week if Dizzy's going to come back.
Well, he's the man that knows about it.
He is the man that knows about it.
I know Jack about brim.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm sure that they'd be really impressed with your look right now, though, Glenn.
The brim?
Yep.
Yeah, well, if I wore this, I might catch some.
You might catch something anyway. So,
yeah.
All right. So I think we might call it that hour and 10 minutes. We're getting longer and longer every night.
Speak for yourself.
And before we go, how much was the final tally on the fundraiser, mate? Do you remember off the top of your head?
$7,945.
That's awesome. So good.
And I'm going to get on there tomorrow and put $55 on just to make it 8,000 because I can't stand to see it that close.
Easy. That's it. Exactly. So no, that's awesome, mate. I'm glad that we could all get in there and help you out.
It was an amazing effort.
Yeah, bloody oath, and it's all. That's just another step closer for Nathan Charney and
Naya
to come home. So,
Yes.
yep, bloody oath. All right. So I'm going to hit this button. Thank you, everyone, for no more cramps next week.
Yeah.
I won't have any cramps next week. Promise.
More grass, less cramps.
Exactly. All right. I'm going to play this. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks for Dizzy for joining us. Thanks, whoever you are. And can you thank Glenn for me too, please?
I'll let him know.
I appreciate that. And I will see you next week. Same time, same place.
Same time, same flatty channel.
Can't say bat because it's copyrighted.
Oh, flatty time. Same flat channel.
Same shark channel. Okay. All right. See you.
See ya.
Bye.
Here I come and here I go, off along the dusty road to hell. To hell, to hell. So join my table, pour more wine. What's mine is yours, but what's yours is certainly mine. It's mine, oh mine. All your land and all your time, and your precious little child is mine. It's mine. Well, I know it's a crime.